access our VM instance using IP address or not. With HTTP, yes, it is working fine.
This is my Sankti, and thanks for tuning in VLemon.
In this video, we are going to create our first VM instance in Google Cloud Platform. The prerequisite for this video is you already have an account for cloud.google.com. So let's start what we are going to cover in this video. First, we are going to create a VM instance for Google Cloud Platform. Then we are going to reserve a static IP for our newly created VM instance. Then we are going to create a DNS record for our custom domain. And then we are going to point our custom domain, or we are going to change the name servers for our domain. Finally, we are going to install Apache and PHP in VM instance. And the last thing, we are going to install MySQL in our VM instance. So let's start. First, we need to click on this URL on this. Okay, and we are going to copy the commands from this blog page. So for installing Apache and MySQL, you need to copy the commands from this blog page, and the URL for this blog page is available in the description of this video. So our Google Cloud Computing homepage is now open, and I am right now logged in, and I already have an billing account with cloud.google.com. So I am able to see the go to console page. And if you are not able to see this, so let's say if you are new to this, you can create a new account. You can also try it free. Google is providing $300 credit for 1 year. So you can use Google Cloud Platform for 1 year free, or up to $300. So let me switch back to my account, and then I'm going to click on go to console. Okay, so let me check. Yes, we need to click on this, go to console, then we need to click on Compute Engine VM instance, then we need to create instance. Okay, so this is my Google Cloud Platform project name VLemon, and we are on dashboard. Now we need to create a new VM instance. For this, I'm going to open menu, and then I'm going to select Compute Engine and VM instance. Okay, and let me quickly duplicate this. Right now we have no VM instance, so we are not able to see anything. So let me change the tab, and what I want to do, I want to create, or I want to perform our changing the name server step first, because name server change takes some time. Okay, so let me first perform this step first. So I'm going to open this, and then I'm going to again click on menu, and then I need to scroll down, and then network services and cloud DNS. Okay, so what we need to do here, on point 4, we need to create a DNS zone. So let me go in, and I'm going to create a new zone, and I'm going to name it, let's say it's VLemon in zone, and DNS zone DNS name, I'm going to name it vlemon.in. And description, always provide a valid description. So I'm going to, let's say in the description, it is a DNS zone for vlemon.in website. Okay, that's it. And then I'm going to click on create button. So our DNS zone is created, and this is our name server. So let me quickly copy this name servers. I want to open my account for this first, and this detailed step of changing name server is not available in this blog post, because its content is already very long. So I skipped the detailed step for changing the name server. So I'm here, I'm going to select my vlemon.in domain, and then I'm going to click on change name servers. Okay, and in here we need to add all these 4 name servers. Oh no, I don't want to change child name server, I want to change the name servers. Not sure where it is hosting right now. Okay, so it is hosting here, so ignore this. Let me add it here, the first name server, then I'm going to copy the second name server, and then I am going to copy the third name servers, okay, and I'm going to click on add more, and this one is the last. Okay, so update name servers, it is going to take some time, and let's quickly check whether it is reflecting or not right now. So it is not reflecting right now, so it is going to take some time, so maybe we are not able to test our VM instance using our domain. Okay, so let me close this. This is no longer required, or let me quickly confirm whether our name servers are updated or not. Okay, I'm going to click on name servers one more time. Yes, our name servers are updated. Let me close this, and let me close other tabs also. Okay, I don't want this also, and yeah, we are going to use it later. Now first we need to create our first VM instance. So now we are going to follow step-by-step guide. So we need to we already clicked on go to console, we already clicked on compute in VM instance, we need to click on create instance. Okay, so we are here, compute engine on page. So let me quickly, so we need to click on VM instance. Right now we don't have any, so the create instance is available here. If you have any machine created previously, then create instance is going to be available here. So I'm going to click on this create, and here we need to provide our instance names. I'm going to give it name VM or vlemon in VM. Okay, I'm not going to change the zone. If you want to change the zone, feel free to change zone. Select zone as per your customers. And the machine type, I'm not going to change machine type also. I want one CPU. If you want more than one CPU, or if you want to use small or micro CPUs, you can change it. But for me, I'm going to use this one CPU with memory 3.75 GB is fine. If you want to change this, you can change the cores, you can change the memory, but based on your selection, your cost, VM cost is going to be changed. Okay, so I'm going to select it to one CPU, and I'm going to change the RAM to 4 or 3.75. CPU platform, if you want to change, if you want to select any specific, select it, but I'm not going to select any specific. I'm going to select automatic only. Okay, now the boot disk. I want boot disk for Ubuntu, so I'm going to click on this change button, and we have all this option: Debian, CentOS, Ubuntu, and Red Hat Linux. And I think we have Windows also, but I'm going to select Ubuntu 17.1.0. This is all OS image. We also have application images. We have custom images based on the project. We have snapshot, no snapshot, existing disk. Okay, so I'm going to select Ubuntu 7.10. If you want to change your boot disk type to SSD, you can select it, but I'm not going to select SSD here. I'm going to select standard persistent disk. I'm going to change its size to 40 GB. Okay, and then I'm going to click on this select button. Okay, so my boot disk image is now changed. New 40 GB standard persistent disk, and we are using Ubuntu 17.10. Now I'm going to scroll down. What is the next? I'm not going to change identity and API access right now. We are going to modify this later. Right now I'm focusing on creating a VM for my website, so I'm not going to change it. I also want to change this option firewall because I want HTTP traffic. We are creating VM instance for websites, so definitely we require HTTP traffic and also HTTPS traffic. Okay, and we are not going to explore advanced option for management disk networking and SSH key. We are going to explore all these options later, advanced options later. So we are ready to create our first VM instance. So I'm going to click on this create button. So it will take some time to create your VM. So let's see what we have next. Okay, so we created our VM, then we need to reserve a static IP. Why? Because if you are going to, we need to use the machine IP, external IP. Okay, our VM is created. We need to use this external IP address in our DNS zone. So if it is going to be changed every time we restart our machine, then it is a pain because we need to change this IP every time in our DNS zone. Okay, I don't want this, so that's why we are going to reserve a static IP address. Okay, now how to reserve a static IP address? For this, we are going to open a menu and then we are going to scroll down and then we need to select VPC network, and inside this we are going to select external IP address. Okay, and in this, on this page we have our first external IP address. Okay, and right now the type is ephemeral. I want to change it to static. Now we need to provide reserve a new static IP address. We need to provide a name. So I'm going to say vlemon in static IP. Okay, that's it. And I'm going to, in the description, I'm going to say it's vlemon in static IP. Okay, so this is done. I'm going to click on reserve. We reserved our IP address. Now what next? So let me switch, or let me go back to our VM instance. For this I'm going to scroll up again and then I'm going to select compute engine VM instance. So our VM instance is created successfully. We reserve a static IP address for our website or for our VM instance, and our VM is right now is running. Okay, if we are going to click on this, see, start is disabled, stop and reset is enabled. So our this VM instance is running, and if I'm going to visit this external IP address right now, and it is HTTPS, let me change it back to HTTP. I'm not able to see anything here. The site cannot be reached. This refused to connect. Why? Because nothing installed in our VM instance to handle our web request or HTTP request. So for handling this, we are going to install Apache. So let me check on our blog post what we have in our plate next. So we need to reserve a static IP address. We need to create a DNS record for our custom domain. Okay, So we created a zone. Now we need to update, or we need to add some records. For this, I'm again going to open our DNS zone page, and then I'm going to click on add record set. And if you want to follow all the steps, if you want to follow this blog post as it is, feel free to follow. Why I perform this step: point your custom domain to compute engine VM instance and add NameServers, or add NameServers. I perform this step first because the NameServers change takes some time to reflect. That's why I perform this step first. But you can follow the step as it is in this blog post. I'm going to scroll down. And now what we need to do next, we already created DNS zone, and now it's time to create some record set. We are going to first create a record set for our domain. So I'm going to open this, and I'm going to click on add record set, and here we need to add a record type A, and here we need to provide the IP address for our VM. So let me open other page, and this is the IP address for our VM instance. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste it here. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to click on create, and our first record, A record, is created successfully. Now what next? I'm going to again click on add record set, and now let me go back first. This first record set is going to be handle vlemon.in request. Now for handling a www.vlemon.in request, we are going to add a cname record. So I'm again going to click on add record set. So we are performing this step, and here we are going to type www.vlemon.in. .vlemon.in is already there. So only type www or w 3 times, and I'm going to change the record type to cname. That's it. And the canonical, here we need to provide vlemon.in. That's it. Click on create. So our DNS zone is now ready. So our zone changes are completed successfully. Let me switch back to our blog post, and let's see what we need to do next. Okay, so point your custom domain to compute engine VM instance and NameServers. We already performed the steps. You already see that we are not able to connect our website right now, so we need to install Apache in our VM instance. For this, I'm going to open this. So this is our VM instance, vlemon in VM. Now we need to click on this drop down, and we need to open SSH in browser window. So I'm going to select this one. I'm going to maximize this. So this is our terminal for our VM instance. Now it's time to install Apache. For this, I'm going to open my blog post. I'm going to arrange my browser windows, and then I'm going to scroll down. So first we need to execute this command. So I'm going to copy this, Ctrl C to copy, and Ctrl V is to paste here. Enter. So this is done, and now I'm going to copy this command, and then I'm going to paste it here and enter. So this line is going to install Apache with PHP, and for this operation we required around 21.3 MB additional disk space in our VM instance. So I'm going to click on, or I'm going to type Y and press enter. So our installation is completed successfully. Now next, access our VM instance using IP address or not. With HTTP, yes, it is working fine. And I want to clear my terminal. For this, I'm going to type clear, and that's it. Okay, so we are not able to test this. So let's say you want to know whether your Apache services are running or not. To check your Apache services, you need to execute this command: sudo services apache 2 status. And Apache is running perfectly. I used Ctrl+C to exit from the previous command, and now we need to install MySQL in our computer engine. So right now we tested that our Apache is running perfectly. Now we need to install MySQL in our VM instance. For installing MySQL, you need to first execute this sudo apt-get update. Let me first clear my terminal first, and then I'm going to paste this command. It is done. Clear one more time, and then I'm going to type this command, paste it, and now it is going to install MySQL server. Okay, so for this operation we need additional 162 MB disk space. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Type Y and then enter. Okay, now we need to enter our root password. So enter a strong root password. So I'm going to enter my root password here. Ensure that you remember the password. We need to repeat our password here. So our MySQL is installed successfully. I want to clear this terminal, so I'm going to type clear and then enter. Now what next? We need to secure our MySQL installation. For this we are going to execute this command. Okay, so I'm going to paste this command here and then enter. Now secure the MySQL server deployment. Enter the password for your root user. So I'm going to enter my root password here. Enter. And now the first thing it is going to done, validate password plugin can be used to test the password and improve the security. It checks the strength of the password and allows the user to set only those passwords which are secure enough. Would you like to set up validate password plugin? Yes, definitely. So I'm going to press Y and then enter. Okay, now there are 3 levels of password validation policy. The first one is low, length is greater than 8. The second one is medium, length greater than 8, use numeric, mixed case and special characters. And strong, length is greater than 8, numeric, mixed case, special characters and dictionary. So I'm going to select the password validation policy to medium. So I'm going to select 1 and then enter. If you want to keep it low, then you can select 0. If you want more security, you can select 2. So for me, I'm going to select 1 and then enter. Okay, now estimated strength of the password, or using existing password for root, the estimated strength of the password is 100. Change the password for root? No, definitely I don't want to change the password for my root right now. But if you want to change your root user password, you can change it. For me, I'm going to type N and then enter. Okay, so for any other key or for no, we need to press any other key. Now, so this step is skipped. Now what next? By default, a MySQL installation has an anonymous user, allowing anyone to log into MySQL without having to have a user account created for them. This is intended only for testing and to make the installation go a bit smoother. You should remove them before moving into production environment. So yes, this is our production environment. So yes, definitely I want to remove this. So I'm going to press Y and then enter. Okay, what is the next? Normally, root should only be allowed to connect from localhost. This ensures that someone cannot guess at the root password from the network. Definitely I want this feature. So I'm going to press Y and then enter. What is next? By default, MySQLs come with a database name test that anyone can access. This is allowed, intended only for testing, and should be removed before moving into production environment. Yes, definitely I want this. I want to remove my test database, so I'm going to press Y and then enter. Okay, dropping test database is successful. Removing privileges on test database is successful. Reloading the privileges table will ensure that what is next. Reloading the privileges tables will ensure that all the changes made so far will take effect immediately. So reload privilege tables now. Yes, definitely reload table, and yes, everything is now done. So till now what we did, we created our first VM instance, we install Apache, we install MySQL, and now our server is almost ready. And the last thing, if you want to change the MySQL service status, you can use this command. So let me quickly copy this, paste it, and yes, MySQL is active and running. As a part of this video, we almost covered everything, and let me quickly go and check whether my domain is working or not. So let me type my domain name here, vlemon.in. It is still pointing to my old NameServers. Let me try a proxy website. And here let me try to add my domain. Yes, here I am able to see the latest content for my domain. Okay, so our domain is also working. So my domain is now pointing to this IP address. Now what is the next thing I want to do? Let's try to create a file and test it. For this, let me clear my terminal, and this step is not available in the, let me close this browser window. No, this one is fine, and I want to open this. Yes, so this step is not mentioned here, but I want to show you how to create a file and test it. PHP file. Okay, so I'm going to first type ls to list down everything. We are on root, so we are not able to see here anything. Okay, so what I want to check, so I'm going to, let's say, type var ls. So inside this var folder we have a www folder, so I'm going to change the directory to www. Okay, enter, and then again I'm going to type ls. Here we have a HTML folder, so let me change, or let me go to HTML folder, cd HTML, and we are inside HTML folder. Let's again list down all the available files. Inside this we have index.html file. So in this directory we are going to create a PHP file. So how to create a file? Okay, so here I'm going to type sudo nano, and the file name is my php info.php is the extension again. And now we are in nano editor, so we are going to edit this php info.php file. So I'm going to display our PHP information, so I'm going to say php info. Okay, that's it. And now we need to press Ctrl O to save our file and Ctrl X to exit the editor. And I'm going to clear my terminal. Everything is now gone. And now again I'm going to type ls and see our new file phpinfo.php is created successfully. Okay, now this name is little bit ambiguous, phpinfo.php, so I don't want to rename it right now, but we are going to rename it later. Okay, now let's test this new file. So this is my newly website, and let's try one more time whether we are able to access our domain name on this browser or not. Or let me try incognito. No, it is still pointing to my own name servers. I need to flush the DNS, and I'm not interested right now to do the same. Let's try another browser. So let's test it with IP address. Okay, and here I'm going to just type php info.php and see, here is my PHP version 7.1.8 or 1.1, and this is all about Z-Engine and Apache and everything. Okay, so yes, our file is working. We are able to yes, our PHP is also working. And what I want to change last, I want to just what I want to do again, I want to type sudo nano, and then I'm going to type php info.php file. Okay, and I'm going to remove this, and instead of this I'm going to say echo hello vlemon. So if you are watching this video and if you want to test this, feel free to visit this URL, and I'm going to press Ctrl O to write out in the same file and Ctrl X right. And I want to clear this, and our second browser is also open, so let me try to check whether it is working in my new browser or not. It is still pointing, so we need to flush the DNS, and I am not interested to do it right now. Okay, so the last thing I want to show you is I want to create a PHP index.php file sudo, and we are here, so let me click this, and I'm going to type sudo nano index.php, or let me first go or switch back to root. So if you are in root, how to create this file, so let me go back to root, and then if you want to create index.php in your where www.html index, if you want to create index.php in where www.html folder, for this you need to type sudo nano and then not, and then we need to type the path where www.html then index.php. Okay, inside the nano editor we are going to type echo, and then we are going to say hello vlemon. That's it, and I'm going to close my PHP, and then I'm going to press Ctrl O, enter. Yes, I want to save inside this file, and Ctrl X to exit, and I'm going to type clear one more time, and I'm going to check this page also. Let me close this one. I'm not sure. Okay, so I think we close the page. Our HTTPS is right now is not going to be work. We are going to fix it later. For this we need to install SSL, so we are going to cover this in the next video. Index.php. Yes, it is working as expected. Okay, now let me remove this file and see. Now our by default index.html is showing. So we are going to change the default document in our next video. We are going to install PHP we are going to install SSL, we are going to, I already show you how to add files, and we are going to configure FileZilla, we are going to download Google Cloud SDK, we are going to create subdomain, we are going to add another domain inside this. So we have lots of things to do in our upcoming videos or in my next blog post. So don't forget to click on subscribe, like, share it with your friend, create a williamon.com account for latest updates. So that's it for this video, and see you all in my next video.